Long before Limara learned the sound of metal roofs and engines, it was a village made of earth, breath, and memory. Limara did not wake to alarms. It woke to the tap-tap of pestles pounding yam, to the clang of iron from the blacksmith forge, to the soft songs of women sweeping compounds at dawn. Every part of Limara had a rhythm. The potters shaped clay by the river, their hands knowing the curve of water jars better than words. The weavers sat beneath shade trees, looms clicking like patient insects. The carvers spoke to wood before cutting it, asking permission. Nothing was rushed. Everything was shared. The elders said, "A village survives not by strength, but by how well its people remember one another." But Limara was no ordinary village. Here, the people lived simply, surrounded by tall grasses and trees that seemed to touch the sky. Limara had a secret. Its trees whispered. They whispered to those who listened closely, sharing secrets, stories, and little bits of magic. The villagers often said, "The trees speak to those with kind hearts, but only the brave will understand what they say." When joy filled Limara, the river sang. When kindness flowed, the trees danced. And when hearts grew heavy, the land itself grew quiet. In this village lived a girl named Amma. Amma had eyes like the morning sky, curious and bright. Her hair, dark as midnight, always caught the sun in soft waves. She loved to explore, to wonder, and to listen. But she had something rare. When people spoke, she waited. When animals passed, she watched. When the wind moved, she listened. Her grandmother once told her, "Some people hear sounds, others hear meaning." Amma loved sitting under the oldest tree called Ibera. The tree was older than argument, older than names, its trunk wide and strong, its roots curling into the earth like fingers holding the world. Amma was known for three things. She wondered, she listened, and she remembered. While other children chased one another, Amma sat beneath trees. The elders often said, "A child who listens will hear what even time tries to hide." Amma would sit, her heart open, and she would hear the soft murmurs of the forest. One morning, as the sun rose pale and uncertain, Amma walked slowly through Limara. She did not rush. She passed the blacksmith, sweat dripping down his back. "Uncle," she said softly, "your hammer sounds angry today." The man paused, startled, then said, "My heart has been restless," he admitted, surprising himself with the truth. She passed the potters by the river. "Oh, the clay resists us," one woman complained. Amma touched the clay gently. "Maybe it needs patience," she said, though she was not sure why the words came. She passed the weavers. "Our cloth feels empty," they said. She passed the storyteller's hut and peeked inside. The old man stared at ashes. "The children no longer sit," he murmured. Amma said nothing. She carried their words inside her like seeds. As Amma approached the river, she noticed something strange. The river that sparkled in the sunlight seemed dim and quiet. The birds stopped singing. Even the usually cheerful breeze felt heavy. It did not happen suddenly. First, people stopped greeting one another properly. Then, they stopped sitting together after sunset. The adults argued more than usual. Neighbors stopped greeting one another warmly. Children were sent away when they asked questions. Everyone was busy, but no one was happy. Then, laughter became rare. Short, cautious, unfinished. The drummers said their hands felt heavy. The hunters returned with empty traps. The river women complained the water felt tired. Children still played, but without songs. Even Ibera's leaves rustled without warmth. "This isn't right," she whispered to herself. That night, she sat beneath Ibera and felt the ground tremble, not with fear, but with sorrow. The forest whispered, not clearly, but urgently, like someone trying to remember a forgotten name. Amma's heart tightened with worry. She decided she must find out what had caused the forest to lose its voice. She remembered her grandmother's words: when the land falls sick, look not to the sky first, look to the heart of the people. That night, Amma decided she would walk into the forest, not to play, but to understand. She packed a small bag, a wooden flute her grandmother had carved, a piece of cloth for sitting, and so she set off into the woods, following the soft whispering of the trees. As she walked, Amma met her neighbors, Tiko the mat weaver and Mama Lila. Tiko said, "Amma, where are you going so early?" Mama Lila said, "Be careful, child. The forest is old and it remembers everything, even what we try to forget." Amma waved and smiled, but she continued her journey, determined. She walked into the forest as the sun stretched awake. The forest tested her, paths twisted, thorns caught her clothes, strange sounds followed her steps, but Amma did not fight the forest. When tired, she rested. When afraid, she breathed. When unsure, she listened. And because she listened, the forest opened. Deeper into the forest, the whispers grew louder. Amma listened carefully as the forest said, "Look for the heart that has forgotten joy. Find the song no one sings anymore. Remember what was never lost, only neglected." Amma frowned. She didn't understand, but she followed the whispers until she reached a clearing she had never seen before. The forest showed Amma images, not visions meant to impress, but memories meant to teach. She saw Limara long ago, when people shared meals without counting portions, when elders argued but reconciled before nightfall, when children fell asleep to stories instead of silence. She wept quietly, without shame. At the heart of the forest stood a tree unlike any other. Its leaves shimmered gold in the sunlight, and its trunk glowed faintly. Amma felt a warmth in her chest, a gentle pull. There, sitting under the golden tree, was a small creature no taller than Amma's knee. It had a bright round eyes and soft brown fur. Amma blinked. The creature spoke softly, in a voice like the rustle of leaves. "Amma, you have come. Will you help us?" Amma knelt. "Who are you? And why are the trees silent?" The creature sighed. "We are the guardians of joy. The heart of the village has grown heavy. People have forgotten how to share happiness. The trees whisper, but no one listens. That is why the river has stopped singing. Joy was once shared freely here," it said, "but people became busy, then proud, then careful. They held joy tightly, afraid it would run out, and joy does not like to be imprisoned." Amma thought of the villagers she knew: Tiko, Mama Lila, the children playing near the river. She understood now that she must help them remember joy. But, but what can I do?" Amma asked softly. The creature smiled. "You have a gift. Your heart listens. Bring laughter, kindness, and dance back to your village. Then the trees will speak again, and the river will sparkle." Amma nodded, determination shining in her eyes. She ran back to the village, thinking of ideas. She sat with the potters and laughed when pots broke. She asked the storyteller for just one story and listened as though it mattered. She gathered children, not to teach them, but to let them speak. She played her flute softly, imperfectly, inviting others to hum along. At first, people watched, then they joined, then they remembered. The elders laughed at themselves. The children laughed, clapped, and danced. Their joy was so bright it reached the houses nearby. Soon, adults came out, curious. Amma shared stories about kindness, courage, and remembering to enjoy simple moments. The villagers smiled again, helped one another, sang songs together, and even danced around the river. The forest responded, the trees swayed, rustling with happiness, and the river sparkled once more. Birds returned, chirping songs of delight. Children slept with smiles on their faces. The river shimmered brighter. Birds sang as if practicing long forgotten tunes. Ibera rustled with joy, and somewhere deep in the forest, the guardian smiled. Amma visited the golden tree again. The small creature appeared, nodding in approval. You have reminded them, Amma, and you have reminded yourself. Amma smiled. She realized that joy, like a story, is best when shared. And from that day, Limara was never the same. People remember to care, to laugh, and to share their hearts. Amma continued to wander the forest, listening to the trees, carrying their whispers in her heart, always ready to tell another story. Dear viewers, what do you think Amma's story teaches us? How can we bring joy and kindness to the people around us? I would love for you to share your thoughts in the comment. Even if it's just you watching, your voice matters. And if you want more heartwarming stories, please remember to subscribe, like this video, and share with someone who might be interested. Thank you so much. I will see you next time.